Hello, civil engineers. MHG Engineering Academy and Consultancy conducted civil engineering quiz in September 2020. One multiple choice question was asked on American Code every day from 1st September to 30th September, and the answers were given by many civil engineers all over the world. The winners were given the prize. The prize winners list is there in the first video, and this is the second video in the playlist Solutions to American Code Civil Engineering Quiz Series for September 2020 on my YouTube channel MHG Engineering. It covers the solutions to quiz from 7th to 12th September 2020. Many civil engineers participated in the quiz. The winners list, as I said, is in the first solution video. The quiz series is conducted to increase the awareness about different country codes. Hope someone finds it useful. Do subscribe to my channel, like, share videos with your friends and colleagues. Do join my online courses, civil engineering courses in IS code, British code, Euro code and American code also. So going to the 7th day question, day 7, Monday 7 September 2020, and the question was, according to the specification by American Society of Civil Engineers and Structural Engineering Institute, ASCE SEI 7, which hurricane prone coastal location in USA has the maximum basic wind speed that can cause highly catastrophic damage to the structures? Choose correct option from below. And the 4 options were given: Miami Beach, Florida; B was Key West, Florida; C was Biloxi, Mississippi; and D was Virgin Islands. And the correct answer is Key West, Florida. Key West, Florida gets the maximum basic wind speed as per American code ASCE. ASCE 7 is the American loading code, and explanation for that: day 7 correct answer is B, Key West, and explanation: refer below the specification for minimum design loads and associated criteria for buildings and other structures, that is ASCE 7. 2016 is the latest version. I have attached a cover page of that. This is the cover page for ASCE 716, and I have also attached table C 26.5-3 for basic wind speeds at selected coastal locations in hurricane prone areas. It is on page 736 of this ASCE code, and this is that table, and these basic wind speeds values are given in miles per hour. And if you have closely look at it, the Key West, Florida, it gets the maximum basic wind speed. It is almost as high as 200 miles per hour. So this is the solution or proof for that answer. Going to the next question, that is day 8, Tuesday 8 September 2020. The question was, according to wind load and anchor bolt design for petrochemical facilities, a special publication prepared by the Task Committee of Energy Division of American Society of Civil Engineers, that is ASCE, which of the following option is false for pipe racks? Now pipe racks are the open structures which carry pipes in the process industry. If you want to learn pipe rack design, do contact me. I do teach hand calculation also, or software StatPro calculation also. So this pipe rack Which of the following four option is false? So first, projected area per square foot of pipe rack AE is equal to largest pipe diameter or cable tray height plus 10% of the rack width into the length of the pipes or a bend spacing. So bend spacing, they call it bent in USA, we call it grids or bays. So generally every 6 meter there are bays. So the length of the pipes or bend spacing is generally 6 meter or 20 feet. B option was force coefficients, that is CF, for pipes and for cable trays are 0.7 and 2.0 respectively. C option was force coefficient for all structural members, CF is equal to 1.8, or alternatively CF is equal to 2.0 below the first level and CF is equal to 1.6 for members above the first level. And the D option was none of the above. And truly speaking, if you open and see this AC publication, this is a AC publication, that is wind loads and anchor bolt design for petrochemical facilities. In that, all these A, B, C are valid or true for pipe rack. They are not false. So D, none of the above is the right answer. A, B, C are valid for any pipe rack wind load. And then the solution for that or reference for that, many engineers across the globe, they asked me to give the solutions for these quiz. So that is why instead of writing solutions to each and every one of them, I thought of making a solution video so everyone can see it. So day 8, the correct answer is D, none of above, as options A, B, C all are valid for the pipe rack. And the explanation is, refer below the cover page. This cover page of that AC publication, wind loads and anchor bolt design for petrochemical facilities. AC is American Society for Civil Engineers. AC code is the loading code. They have this special publication. And also apart from cover page, I have also attached pages 4-2 and 4-3 for specifications for the wind loads published by the task committee of AC. And these two pages, 4-2, it talks about the pipe rack clause 4.1, and it says that for a pipe rack, CF is equal to, that is the force coefficient, CF is equal to 2.0 below first level, 1.6 above first level, and for all structural members it is generally 1.8. So this C option of the above question is given in clause 4.1. Just next to it there is a clause 4.1.1. It says about the tributary area of piping, and which covers the option A of the answer to this question. The tributary area for piping should be based on the diameter of the largest pipe plus 10% of the width of a pipe rack. So this was option A and it is valid for pipe rack. Option C is also valid for pipe rack. Now about option B, force coefficient for pipes. Force coefficient CF should be 0.7 as a minimum for pipes. So this is that option B. And force coefficient for cable trays, it should be 2.0. So options A, B and C are valid for pipe racks. Their references and the cover page of the code is also attached over here for your ready reference. Do contact me if you want to learn pipe rack. Next, day 9 question was on Wednesday 9 September. The question was, as per the latest American Concrete Code, that is ACI 318/2019. Okay, the slenderness effect can be neglected for the columns not braced in sideways if the following slenderness ratio of the member K into Lu upon R is satisfied, and choose the correct alternative. And the four alternatives were given, and the correct slenderness ratio, the slenderness ratio can be neglected if the columns are not braced sideways. If they are not braced sideways, it can be neglected, and the slenderness ratio should be less than equal to 22. A option is the correct, and the reference for that I have given on the next page. For day 9, correct action option is A, less than equal to 22. For explanation and reference, I have given cover page of ACI 31819. ACI 31819 is the Concrete Code of America. ACI is American Concrete Institute. 2019 is the latest version, and about slenderness you will find it information on page 68 of the code, clause number 6.2.5.1.a. okay, and this clause say this is that 6.2.5.1, and A says that for columns not braced against side sway, if slenderness ratio K into Lu upon R should be less than equal to 22. So that is the option A, that is the correct answer. Many got this correct. Those who are working on American code, they will know the slenderness ratio. So basic aim of this quiz series, prior to this in October I had a quiz series in Eurocode. In September I had in American code. So basically to increase awareness amongst civil engineers and students about the worldly codes, I have floated this quiz. So question on Thursday 10th September was reference to the STAT design parameters in American Steel Code. Bmax, the maximum allowable width of flange, default value used in the design of tapered section is as follows. So basically flange width, what should be the maximum flange width for a tapered section in American Steel Code as given in the STAT parameters. So STAT Pro V8i is the software which is used for design of structures mostly in the industrial plants. It is worldwide use, this software, and in that, for that Bmax, maximum width of flange, default value, 4 option I had given, and option B 83.333 feet is the correct answer, and reference and explanation to that correct answer I have given on the next page. This is day 10. Correct answer is B, 83.333 feet. For explanation, refer below the STAT Pro V8i technical reference help. There is a help command in the STAT Pro software, uppermost line. You can press it and you will get technical references. You can click to that. In clause 2.4 steel design per AISC 9th edition. AISC is American Institute of Steel Construction. So AISC 9th edition 2.4.1 working stress design and 2.4.1.2 design parameters. These clauses, if you see, refer table 2.2 AISC 9th edition design parameters, they have given in the STAT Pro that Bmax should default value will be 83.333. Bmax is what? Bmax is maximum allowable flange width used in the design of tapered sections. Many times, especially in pre-engineered buildings, we often use tapered sections, and for that the default value maximum width of a flange can be 83 feet. 83 feet is pretty high. So, and then to give the reference, I have attached the snapshot of that technical reference help page 2.4.1, and in the design parameters 2.4.1.2 this table is there. Okay, so this is the reference or explanation for the correct answer. Many had asked me to attach this so they can have a look at it. If they have StatPro, they can just click, go in the technical reference and find this answer. Going to the next day, that is Friday 11 September question, and the question was reference to the stat design parameter in American Steel Code dia, the default value of diameter of shear connectors is as follows. Choose the correct alternative, and the four alternatives were given, and the correct alternative is D, 0.625 inches. Now American code, American Steel Code is AISC, American Institute of Steel Construction, AISC 360 they call it, and in that there are two American codes are used, foot pound system also, not always MKS or SI system. So there will be pounds, foots and inches in their codes. So D, 0.625 inch is a correct answer for default value of diameter of shear connectors. So often shear connectors are used, especially if at the top flange of a steel beam there is a RCC slab, then there will be shear connector from the steel beam to the RCC slab, and the default value is 0.625 inches, and reference and explanation for that, for this 0.625 inches, option D, I have attached again the StatPro V8i technical reference clause 2.4 steel as per AISC 9th edition, and the clauses 2.4.1 working stress design parameters. I have attached the snapshot of that table. It says that DIA, if the parameter is DIA, that means it is diameter of shear connectors and it is equal to default value is 0.625 inches diameter of shear connector. I have also attached the snapshot of the technical reference help page showing the clause where you will find it. So do click, go on the technical reference page and click it, you will get the answer. So moving to the next question, day 12, Saturday 12 September 2020, and the question was, as per AISC LRFD specification, the axial tension capacity of a member is based on which of the following limit states? Choose the correct alternative. Basically AISC, as I said, is a steel code of USA, American Institute of Steel Construction. LRFD is similar to what in India we call limit state method, load reduction factor design, and the options given were for tension capacity of member, axial tension capacity of member. A option was tensile yielding in cross section, B tensile rupture in net section, C both A and B, and D none of the above. And the correct option is C, both A and B. For the axial tension capacity formula as per AISC LRFD, we require to find both tensile yielding in gross section and tensile rupture in net section. It is very similar to our IS 800 2007 Indian Steel Code. In that also these two strengths we require to find for tensile capacity. So many codes, many country codes are similar. They do run on the same lines, though coefficients vary a bit. They are almost very similar to each other. So explanation for that, references I have attached for this both A and B, where A is a tensile yielding stress in gross section and B is tensile rupture in net section. I have attached the AISC 360 2016. This steel codes 2016 is the latest version. That cover page I have attached over here. You will see over here ANSI AISC 36016. ANSI is American National Standard Institute. Basically they formulate the various American standards. AISC, as I said, it is a specification for structural steel buildings. This is that AISC, and I have attached a snapshot of chapter D. Chapter D in this steel code is for design of members for tension, especially members subjected to axial tension. Okay, and then in clause D.2 they have said that tensile strength, design tensile strength and the allowable tensile strength of tension member shall be the lower value obtained according to the limit state of tensile yielding in gross section and tensile rupture in net section. Okay, so this is basically 6 days answers keys I have attached from day 7 to day 12. 6 days I have covered in this second solution video of civil engineering quiz for September 2020. So hope all your queries are solved, all the answers and the explanations and references you have seen. So hope this solution video will be helpful to you. If you have any queries, do contact me. For online courses in civil engineering also you can contact me. So all the best and bye bye. Very soon I will upload the third solution video. Bye.